So for the past week or two, I think by the time that this video comes out, there's been a lot of discussions on Twitter talking about AI art and open AI videos forced onto the timeline and the algorithm by the sad, balding man and his cohort of bots and nerds. These newer videos showing how AI and OpenAI is used to make kind of realistic videos depicting animals, insects, people lying in bed, etc. And along with the continual bastardization of arts and artists and the art field for the benefit of everyone except artists, has led to people, myself included, having a lot of thoughts and feelings about this whole situation. And I want to get some of my thoughts out there. Now, I've already made a video talking about my thoughts about AI art, the problems with that and everything. I'll try and have that linked up top. But I'll sum up a little bit of the problem for you within this video, and we can go ahead and have discussions about that. And let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below about pretty much anything that we talked about. How do you feel about AI art in general, this new open AI and everything? Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below. And by the way, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hayes, and let's get right into this video. So like I said, there's been a multitude of AI accounts farming for engagement so they can get their 8 cents from the balding musty man. Basically showing how OpenAI can make realistic depictions of people and really anything using a prompt. Now, just like with any other AI that we've seen so far, it's not completely 100% realistic to real life. We see some instances of, things disappearing, things just looking off, maybe extra limbs or fingers, things like that. But one of the things to note about this is how realistic it already is. The ability for the everyday person to have this technology where they can essentially create realistic depictions of people, really anything, at the click of a button with the use of a prompt does need to be talked about. And in a lot of cases, it needs to be condemned and restricted. Along with AI art giving a bunch of losers the false perception that they are on par with artists, which they are not. Tech is supposed to improve our lives along with replacing the unnecessary labor that humans have been having to do for centuries and providing tools that should work in combination with everything that we already have and not replace the most fundamental aspects of what makes humans human. Now, there's several reasons why there has been such a pushback, especially from artists, in regards to AI art and OpenAI. And one of the biggest reasons for that, and I'll just summarize this, is that AI art is in and of itself theft of artists' work. These computers, these algorithms, these things cannot create the actual art that you're seeing when it comes to. They need something that is already existing in order to create these things, these pictures, these videos. And where does that come from? Artists, without their permission, without their credit. I get it, it's fun, it's cool to kiki on the timeline, creating, funny little memes. I need y'all to understand though, whenever y'all use these algorithms, not only are you helping to reinforce these in the first place, which better feeds into the algorithm, which makes it become stronger and more able to take away these aspects that seem flawed. But every time y'all do, y'all end up unintentionally stealing from artists. Now, I get it. In some cases, it can be funny, like, for example, Gag City, that whole thing. I absolutely love the marketing, the idea behind it. But at the end of the day, it's using stolen artists' work to produce these things, which immediately takes the fun out of it for me and several other artists. Along with the obvious idea of replacing artists and jobs that they have when artists are already struggling and suffering in the art industry. And aside from that, art and expressions of creativity are some of our most fundamental human aspects of ourselves. The ability to think, perceive, imagine, and being able to effectively put those ideas and turn them into pure creation, that is one of the most fundamental aspects of what makes art art. And notice how all those aspects come from the human, not from the computer. The human aspect is the most important part when it comes to the creation process, when it comes to art in general. It's through this filter of our consciousness through which art is created in the first place. And thus is what makes it resonate with so many people and actually affects us, and it gives us the ability to think in this person's shoes and feel what they're feeling and what they're trying to express and create. And when you remove those human aspects of it, the art becomes soulless, which defeats the entire point. Which in other ways, we've noticing that when it comes to the art industry, art is not meant to be commodified. It's not meant to be commercialized. It's not meant to be capitalized off of. When you introduce these business aspects to art, it removes a lot of the human interaction, the human creativity, the mind, the imagination. It removes so many aspects out of what makes art art. That's why you have so many movies, animated movies, projects, things out there that people in general are just like, why does it look like that? Why does it sound like that? It feels soulless. What happened to, the animations and things that we had back in the day? Why do things today feel so soul? Because it's been corporatized. Art is not meant to be corporatized. When it comes to OpenAI and how realistic it seems to be getting, it's kind of naive to think that these tools, this technology, will not be used for unintended or intended evil purposes. Now, allegedly, this technology has been used for a while now. Like, when the general public gets access to technology like this, just know that this has been in use for a while when it comes to the government, when it comes to people in power. And that seems to be part of what the problem is for so many people, especially when it comes to open AI, because that seems to be going for the more realistic approach to it. What have people in power been utilizing this technology for? It's definitely been abused, if you're wondering. The ability for anyone and everyone to create at least semi-realistic depictions, scenarios of people, environments, animals, anything. I was talking to my friend recently, and we were talking about how this period of AI, especially art AI, seems to be in its Wild West form. Do you remember back during when YouTube first came out, and it was essentially the Wild West? You had so many things that probably wouldn't fly now because there's been regulations and things put in place. Now, are these regulations good? No. But we have a lot of regulations put in place to prevent the abuse of these systems. We are in a time of the Wild West when it comes to AI, especially art AI. There needs to be heavy regulation put in place before it becomes a problem in the first place. But realistically, that's not going to happen. AI art has been affecting and fucking over artists for a while now, and no one seems to care. This also plays into how disrespected artists in general in society are, how underappreciated our work actually is. Can't make enough to earn a livable wage, but y'all also can't do without your TV shows and your movies and all that stuff, which I get. I'm glad that so many people can appreciate and artists love creating, and that's the thing. Why are you trying to replace the artists themselves and what work that we do because it's easier to create these AI images? Art and creativity is literally everywhere. It permeates our lives and our very souls. And yeah, I know this sounds a little woo-woo to, those of you that may not appreciate art or creativity in any way. But when you actually think about how art is literally everywhere, photography, architecture, advertisements, fashion, TV shows, movies, filmmaking, editing, all of these things literally are so ingrained in our culture and our society as it stands right now, that these things literally affect our entire lives. Artists will literally spend years and years and years of their lives dedicated to perfecting their craft, making their things better, becoming more creative, taking inspiration from all these things. And what we have online is a bunch of tech bros cosplaying as talented when they're not, at the expense of actual artists. I'm gonna touch on this briefly, but at the first signs that we got OpenAI and art prompts, AI prompts in general, there was an immediate reaction that this tech would be used for disgusting and disturbing purposes, which it has. I actively saw online many threads of people making and generating deep fake nudes of people, celebrities especially. I saw some of y'all people creating images of AI in disgusting positions and scenarios, and then are kicking on the timeline about him blocking you and being like, oh, it's not that serious. It was never that serious. Why are you upset? Nah, it really is that serious. Why are you creating fake nudes, people? And then get confused when people see it and then block you or don't want to be associated with you. But it was all over when y'all started creating fake. But it was all over when y'all started creating fake deep. But it was all over when y'all started creating deep fake images of Taylor Swift. And it seems like she's taking legal action. I need to look in that and see if that case has gone through yet or not. And honestly, good for her. I'm completely on her side. This is disgusting. Shouldn't be happening. Should have never happened in the first place. And I completely agree with her suing y'all if that's the decision that she chooses to do. And hopefully that this can create more restrictions when it comes to AI. But let it not be forgotten, plenty of regular people were already getting deepfake images made of them several times over, even black celebrities, but because a famous white woman came out. And this is obviously not a slight on what she's doing. Like I said, she has every right to sit up there and do that. In fact, I think this needs to be a thing across the board that if you make deepfake images of people, you can be sued. But just let it be known who the world moves for and who the world doesn't move for. I had seen recently this Naruto game that I think is still in development or has like a trailer out, and it got a lot of pushback from fans, people in general, because the voice acting seemed like it was AI generated. This got big enough to the point where even the voice actors themselves of these characters came out saying, I don't remember voicing these lines. But the way the voice acting sounds, down to the voice actors themselves saying they don't remember voicing these lines, I'm inclined to believe you're bullshitting. This type of thing is what heavily inspired the writer's strike that happened last year. Talent not only deserves to be paid for their work, but also any likeness of themselves, face, voice, body, etc., should not be put into an algorithm to make fake recordings, fake voices, it just shouldn't, especially not without the artist's explicit consent. Not only is this a supposed replacement for voice actors, so therefore you don't have to pay them, but also it's taking their likeness, taking their voice. What? Are you kidding me? This cannot be a thing that's allowed to continue to happen unregulated. There needs to be a huge pushback from anyone who gives a damn about any of these people or any of these projects, any of these movies, games, TV shows, anything. These studios are not going to learn until it starts affecting them. They don't care about the artists. They don't care about all that other stuff. They just care about the capital that comes with it. My friend said that they won't start caring until the regular everyday person can create movies and TV shows by themselves with this algorithm, thereby taking the traffic away from them, thereby affecting their bottom line. This is when they're going to start talking and caring about stealing, about copyright. That's when they're going to start caring. It has nothing to do with the artist. They're only going to start caring when they get a general pushback from people, from the general public, and it starts affecting their capital. There needs to be stricter regulation put in place to protect artists. There just should. And these regulations and these restrictions are not going to come because of these tech bros. They're just not. These tech bros and these nerds want to effectively take over the art fields. Try picking up a pencil. Try picking up a pencil and actually develop a talent. And like I said in my other AI video, these restrictions should not be put in place by these tech bros. They need to be put in place and cater to artists and made for artists to benefit from. Not for companies, not for tech bros, not for nerds online. It should be for the artist, made for and cater specifically to the artists. AI art and these algorithms actually need to be removed from the internet until we can be able to get pictures in there that people actually consented to. Until then, all these pictures that these companies, that these algorithms are using need to be completely removed, destroyed, demolished. Had you done it right the first time, you wouldn't have to be destroying anything. But now, since you fucked over artists and the general consumer, now you're gonna have to try and create better algorithms. Because I'm not obtuse. Tech AI and all these things aren't inherently negative. They aren't inherently bad. The way that things are going right now is as bad as it is, and it's probably going to get much worse before it gets better because artists are not at the steering wheel when it comes to AI art. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here and give you guys a quick video essentially talking about my thoughts and feelings towards this whole situation. Y'all can let me know how you feeling, guys, in the comment section down below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know and let me know why you feel that way. But that'll be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, if you indeed still are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.